G'day guys, welcome back to another one of Holmeseys cooking adventures. Okay, we're back at Savoury HQ. What are we going to do for you today? Well, I haven't made these in a while, so I might stuff them up. So what we're going to be looking at is making a savoury sweet potato cake. So what I mean by that is I've grated up some potato. There's 5 large potatoes in there. I've got a little bit of breadcrumbs here. I've used the old, whatever you call it, to do the onions. So that's all diced, so I didn't have to cry. Good little trick if you're not already doing it when you go out bike riding and you are going away for an overnighter. Crack your eggs into a little water bottle like that. There's 4 eggs in there. I'm going to probably use most of that today. But if you're out on the bike, you can use half tonight and half in the morning for your scrambled eggs. No broken shells in your panniers. So everyone's sort of doing that. A bit of oil. And yes, as I said, sweet, savoury potatoes. We're going to make the potato cakes in the pan with some hot oil. And then at the end of it all, you've got your potato, you've got your onion, mixed in with a bit of breadcrumbs, a bit of egg. And then we're going to butter it, or it's not butter, we're going to jam it like we would use butter and smear that over the pancake, the potato pancake, and then we're going to eat it. So anyway, a couple of little things we need to remember. You grate your spud, but what we've got to do before that is squeeze out all the water. So I don't have another dish, doesn't matter, I'll do it down there. It's only concrete. Hands are nice and clean. Grab a handful of spud and you'll see, look at that, that's getting all the starch out of the potatoes, and that's something you have to do. So into that bowl there, grab another little handful. And there's a lot of moisture coming out of there as well as starch. We don't want that in there because that's not going to help the cooking process. So, while I get nice and dirty, I'm going to leave you for a moment. I'm going to finish this spud off and squeeze the heck out of it. I'll come back to you soon. And we're back again. So, as you can see, there's mess on the floor. We'll get rid of that later. I actually went inside and did the last little bit in the sink. So, that's all been squeezed and I've got most of the moisture out of that. The old glasses over there. Quite a messy job, but it needs to be done. So, the next thing we can do is put the onion in. One I prepared earlier. Want some onion in there. Just a casual Sunday. We'll get that little bit off there too. Now that was one complete onion about the size of a tennis ball, and as I said, about 5 large potatoes squeezed. Now you could probably do a second onion in there, no worries, but certain people in the family don't like a lot of onions, so I would normally put at least 2 in for myself, but we're all having a bit of a go. So, as I said to you, eggs, about 4 eggs in there. That's the key with the breadcrumbs binding it all together. So, can get a bit messy this job. I'll put the whole lot in. So we've got some eggs in there now. Now breadcrumbs you just want to put in there because you don't want it too dry and you don't want it too wet. So we'll put a bit of that in there. It's just to help bind it together. Use my biggest, I can use this one I suppose. I can multitask. You want to mix that all in. So you get all that egg mix in there, and that was full eggs. It wasn't egg whites and or egg yolks or anything like that. It was your complete egg. Four eggs I used, 4 spuds. Now I might just put a little bit more breadcrumb in. just normal vegetable oil. It's going to be cooked in oil. I'll put a little bit in there anyway, because it basically is like a shallow fried potato cake. So the savoury part of it is obviously the potato and the onion. And the sweet part is when you put your jam on. Eating jam with potato? Who would have thought? This is a recipe that I got from my mother. She was German and they used to make this dish in Germany, and it's actually called Puffer. Nothing to do with the colourful flag that we've got over here and around the world. So I've actually got a box inside of a packaged type one you can buy. When I finish doing this, I'm actually going to get that package out and I'll show you the correct spelling of it and everything, just so you know. I haven't tried the package one yet. I'll give that a go somewhere down the track because it is in a little box. And might be something I can do on the bike. So anyway, I've mixed that up. That looks like a pretty good consistent, but it's going to stick together. If it doesn't, well shit, eh? We'll have a look. So what I'm going to do now is I will get a little bit of heat into the pan. I'll go and grab that box that I was talking about. I'll come back to you real soon. Alrighty. As I said to you, I'd get that packaging. Before I show you the packaging, we might just get one in there. I'll talk to you while it's cooking. Alrighty, put that over there. I just grab a big spoon. What you want to do, the idea is, get a big lump of it like that. And you kind of want to make a round pancake type thing, but you want to flatten it right out. You want to push down on it. This is where the egg and the breadcrumb come into it. So just gently. Like I said, I haven't made these for a while. I might muck it up a bit, but put a bit more heat in oil. I turned it down because while I was fetching the box for you. Right, so we're going to let that go right now. I might use the flat one. As you can see, still moisture coming out of that. A little bit of the process. Put a bit more oil on it. Like I said, they're kind of like a shallow fry. So we want to get that golden brown on one side first. So hopefully when I flip it, it stays together. Fingers crossed. If not, just make smaller ones, it doesn't matter. But anyway, as I said to you, what this is in German a Kartoffelpuffer. I'm not lying, because that's actually how it's spelled. So I haven't had this one in the box. This is something Mum used to make when there wasn't a lot in the cupboard and you had a few spare spuds and a few spare onions. She always had jam in the cupboard, and this is something she might give us just as a bit of a quick snack, quick bite to eat, and we used to love it. So I don't know what this package one's like, but maybe next week or a few weeks down the track I'll have a good read of the box and see what you mix with it and compare the two. But today we're going to be having it with raspberry jam. Now I haven't tried it, and this is something that Mum didn't do, but as I was grating the potatoes up, I thought to myself, hang on a minute, I'm onto something here. People are probably already doing it already. Is you make a mixture like this, and I reckon if you threw in some fresh chives, maybe a little bit of green and red peppers, even a bit of mushroom, bit of carrot, mix it all up, cook it like this, a dollop of sour cream on the top with some more chives next to a steak or even chicken, and again you've got yourself a fantastic meal, something a bit different, something you normally wouldn't do. So what we'll do is this can keep cooking. When I'm about to turn it, you can have a look what it looks like, and if I muck it up, I muck it up. I won't try and hide anything, and I'll get back to you shortly. Alright guys, we might sort of staying together, so we might try and give this a bit of a flip and try and do it safely, because as I said, we are shallow frying this and I don't want to splash myself. So alright, that's got some good colour to it. I've actually, what you've got to do is, I've turned it down because you want to cook these, you don't want to try and rush them. Like the pan was obviously a little bit too hot when I first put this one in. So it's like everything, you do your first one. The next one's usually better, but with pancakes and things like that. So yeah, so basically we're going to let that bubble away in the oil. You want them sort of floating in oil, and then that way they sort of get the deep fried effect. So we'll do the other side, and when the other side's done, we'll put it on the plate, put some jam, and have a taste. Welcome back. Yeah, we'll get him out. It's looking good. So there we go. One puffer. Get him over there. Right, before we put the jam on, let's get rid of that. Put that over there. I'm going to turn this down. It's not hot. Too hot. Gotta be a bit careful because this pan's goes like that, so the oil doesn't sit even. I might just make a couple small ones here. Want to get that so it's more in a round shape. Doesn't matter. It's rustic. Get it off into the oil. Turn that down. Get another one in there. Mum's going to want one. Doesn't matter what they look like, what the size is. It's actually probably better if you just do it in a non-stick pan, a smaller one, and just fill it to the sides. I just thought I'd do it on this one today. And it's working. Push them down, might use the flat one. I think the garage door's going to go open in a minute. Son's just got home from somewhere. I have to say, shush up, I'm filming. Rightio. Give that a bit of, I want it all, I want it a bit, so it spreads like that. And you'll be surprised how this tastes, guys. The only thing that I believe that these are going to be lacking is that I probably should have put a second onion in, but as I said, some people in this family are a little bit iffy to too much. Let's see if I've still got the touch, because I mean it's literally been about to be 10 years since I've made these. What Mum used to do, and the reason why she used to put it on a round plate, is because she used to have them round like that. Mine are not going to do it, but she used to sort of roll them up like that, and that's how you would eat it, kind of like a chicken roll. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. It's actually, I might have got away with that. It might be right with just the one onion actually. This is where you're going to be careful. Yep, that's how I remember them. Oh, do you remember? Bit more jam. That's exactly how I remember them. Really nice. Right now, let's have a look at these ones. We need to do anything yet. Even a bit longer. Like I said, slowly. Get a bit of colour on them. You get those little bit of crunchy bits around the edge and that, it's really nice. Now, Melissa, who's filming right now, hates potatoes. She's even gone off potato chips, like hot chips. Now, who goes off hot chips? Melissa does. So, the reason for doing this today is she had this many years ago. I'll put that down. And she liked it, so we're going to see if she still likes it. So, I'm going to turn off the camera for now. I'll give these a turn and let Melissa have a try. So I'll see you in a minute. Rightio, we'll knock up a couple more. Starting to fall apart a little bit. I probably would maybe put, no, well, there's 4 eggs, maybe a bit more breadcrumb or something like that, just play with it. But at the end of the day, they actually taste the way they should. I'll leave that one for a bit longer. That one's a goodie. We'll get Mum on the go with this one. Melissa did have a try, but she doesn't want to go on film today. So I got a thumbs up from her. Plus she's not feeling the best. No COVID-19. So, good dollop of jam. We'll give this one to the good wife inside. She won't go on film either. They're all scared of the camera. So we will have a bit of a muck around with this. Not today. I just wanted to make a quick segment showing you a quick method to use potato in another way. That one's sort of take them away from there. Just make a couple of small ones, I think it's just a bit easier. Problem is I might use a different pan next time because, as I said, it's got the bow in it and the pancakes cooking in the oil to the side are cooking more than the middle. So anyway, I might just turn that off. There's enough heat in that. Whack that there, and there you go, a savoury sweet potato cake, better known as kartoffel puffer. Thanks for joining me again today. I'll catch you on the next episode. Welcome back again. I couldn't help myself. I had a little bit of the ingredients left from the last potato cakes I did with the jam. So I quickly whipped inside and I grated some carrot, spring onion, a little bit of red and green pepper. I did throw another egg in there. Parmesan cheese and a bit of tasty cheese, and this is what we've come up with. I've never tasted it, so I thought it was only fit that my YouTube family come along for the ride. And you'll notice I've changed the frying pan, and that's how I wanted the other ones to look. So anyway, I've turned that off. I've got to cook a couple more up. So yeah, that looks pretty nice, and that's got all your veggies in it. So there's another idea that if you're having trouble getting the kids to eat their potatoes, like my kids, maybe if you put them in some sort of format like that, you know, pancake, potato cake type deal, put your veggies in there. Now what I would have really loved to do with that today, but I haven't got any in the fridge, I checked, I normally do, nice little dollop of sour cream on there, a few chives on top, maybe make them a little bit smaller, these pancakes, and maybe make 2 or 3 and overlap them. That, with a nice piece of chicken to the side or a piece of steak. Mwah. Anyway, let's have a little bit of a taste. It's okay for it to look good, but if it tastes like shit, who wants to eat it? So you can see the veggies in there. Gonna be a grub now. I'm going to use my hands. So there you go, nice and coloured on both sides. The salt and pepper was already put in there. And I made these a bit thinner. Yeah, that's very tasty. It's very nice. Beautiful bit of crunch. Definitely would go well with the sour cream on there. Just a nice little dollop, and as you sort of cut it up, wipe it in a bit, whatever. That would really top that off nice. So there you go. Have a bit of a play around with what you've seen today. Put your own ingredients in. You can put a little bit of pumpkin in, a little bit of whatever you find in the fridge. Integrated potato mix. Make a potato pancake. Whether you have it in a sweet variety or a veggie variety, give it a bloody go. This time I'm going. Catch you later.